Coach, before the game, you kind of had a joking, you joked that a perfect third quarter would be anything but a single digit effort. And by fate, that's, exactly what happened. You lose that lead in that stretch. I'm sure there's frustration, but after a loss like this, like, what do you even say? And the same for the players as well.
Well, it's frustrating, right? This is a competitive group, and I believe in them wholly. This game came down to us not shooting great. If you look at, we had 8 threes in the first half. We finished with 8. You look at the field goals, they made the same amount of field goals we did. They just hit 4 more threes. That's where we lost the game. I thought we got some good looks from people that I always think are going to hit it. And we just didn't make shots tonight. And a lot of times when you're in a drought like that, then you put pressure on yourself that the next one has to go in, and the rim just kind of gets smaller and smaller. I think that's what you saw.
Michael Matthew, LA Sparks Weekly. This is for KP or Odyssey. This is the third quarter this year in a game that you guys scored less than 10 points with you guys there on the floor. Is it just the shot making, or is it some things execution that you guys may come out in the third quarter to where maybe the team defense picks up, or maybe you're just not running stuff as crisp?
We know third quarters have been our struggle right now, so we're going to continue to approach every game like we've been approaching game one, continue to figure out what we can do. There's not anything specifically, we just got to figure it out. Hopefully sooner than later, but it's early, so we got time. We let this one slip away, but short-term memory, got another game. Got to try to get the next one, but just got to be better.
DJ from Infinity TV, this question is for shifting the focus to individual performance today, 32, 5, 4, and 1. What did you like about this matchup today?
Nothing specifically. I just played basketball, I guess. So it's a little bit more aggressive. I think the rim was kind of big for me today. Just kind of stayed in that mode. We were up going into halftime. Just wanted to just basically keep my foot on their necks. Even though we let it slip away, but it's not about individual performance. As a team, we still got to be better. So we'll go back. We'll watch film off tomorrow. We still got work to do. Yeah. Good thing is it's early, but still work to be done, and we're just gonna try to be better every game.
2 quick questions. First one is KP. You've had battles against Odyssey, but what have her contributions been like for the team and just her veteran presence and playing alongside her, especially tonight?
Oh, it's been phenomenal. I remember in the off season, I hit her and was like, "Hey, what you doing? You want to do it together?" She's been incredible. She's one of the fiercest competitors in the league. She plays both sides of the ball, extremely physical, very strong. She knocks people off their spot, even players that are bigger. I thought she did a great job tonight. On Saw 2, we kind of helped a little bit more on certain post-ups, but I was one of those people that, you go into war like you want her on your team.
And then Odyssey, this one's for you. The second time around with the Sparks, what have you kind of seen from this team early on, and just the balance between the rookies and their contributions alongside, some vets that you have, battled with as well?
We have some returners, but new system, new coach. Every day we're trying to get better. Every day we're trying to figure out how she wants her style of play to be, us to understand her style of play and execute while we're on the floor. It's early, like I said, it's early. We're not hanging our heads down. Of course, we lost. Of course, this one stings. Of course, because we're right there. We know it's third quarter. We keep saying the same things over and over. We're kind of beating a dead horse at this point, but it's going to be less talking about it and more doing it, applying it starts in practice and transitioning on the court. And at some point, we got to see some improvement, and we got to be better all around.
I have 2. First, for Coach, the first 19 minutes of the game, you guys had 3 turnovers. I know turnovers have been a sticking point, but the ball's moving. You talk about process. That first half, is that kind of what you envision, the reward can be if the process is adhered to?
Yeah, that's how we want to play. And I think, excuse me, we finished the second quarter there. I think it was an 8-0 run by them. And so we kind of went in a little, but other than that, I thought it was, maybe our best half offensively. We had 16 assists on 20 baskets or 21 baskets, and we finished with 17 assists. Now, that's not necessarily saying we weren't passing it in the second half, but we weren't making shots, right? Those assisted catching, all the threes we took were catch and shoot. Those are what we want. You got to live with it sometimes. Sometimes you have a bad day. It's a bad day to have a bad day when you have a lead like that, but that's the game. And but yeah, what that first half was is kind of how we want to play.
Second one's for Kelsey. In the second half, they kind of tightened the screws defensively. For you personally, what looks were they showing you that kind of got you out of rhythm, so to speak, in the second half?
I just missed. I mean, it's not anything that I haven't seen all year. I feel like I didn't have any legs. I was just trying to pull it out. I thought O was just phenomenal in the way that she just answered their runs individually. I mean, I had 4 really good looks that felt good coming out of my hands at the end of the game. You know, I'm gonna get another chance to do it, and I'll hit them. But I mean, I just didn't feel like I had my legs tonight, and it's a tough way to go out for sure.
John W. Davis with the Southern California News Group. Just wondering from all three of you, what's your assessment of the new starting lineup that you came out there with? 3 people who are known in the league to be primary ball handlers.
Yeah, I thought Julie, you know, she's coming back. Anytime that you're out and you come back, it's hard to try to figure out your rhythm. And I think that every game she's gotten better and better. And she plays with a great pace. You know, that's something for us. I think the first half, you know, she makes quick decisions. She's moving. She's finding people. And O and I can play off the ball, like Julie can play on the ball. So we're going to continue to get comfortable with each other. But, you know, I think you got to give herself a little bit of grace because she's coming back. And it's not like it's like, oh, let's practice and integrate you. It's like, hey, Julie, by the way, you're playing tonight. You know, that's kind of how this league is. And I think that, you know, she's going to continue to get better and feel more comfortable with her body and then also our team. And yeah, I have a lot of faith that we'll be there when we need to be there.
Last question, second row left side, Rob.
Hey KB, I asked Coach about this pregame, but you have 8 games now with you and Dearica. How has that relationship been as a ball screen and a pick and pop partnership? Seemed like a lot of dribble handoffs tonight, but just how has that evolved so far, and how can it get better as the season goes on?
Yeah, I don't think we connected that well tonight. I thought that, you know, gotta go back and watch the film because sometimes, you know, you're not seeing it in the game and then you go back and watch it, oh, that makes sense. But, you know, credit to Phoenix. I think they do a good job of, you know, dropping to the level of the ball, tagging on the roller. A little bit hard. This is our 7th game in 15 days, and I know I didn't have a lot of juice tonight, and I know that she was probably trying to thug through it. So we'll regroup and we'll be ready for Dallas.